Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be trying out some new makeup from e.l.f. I'm so excited, you guys. I have not a bunch of new things, but I have several of their new things. I have their new primer, new mascara, new bronzers, and then I have a lot of other e.l.f. makeup as well. So I figured we'll just do a full face of e.l.f. today. So I hope you enjoy. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started with the makeup. Let's get into it. I did just apply my e.l.f. brow lift in my brows, and we'll go ahead and get started with primer. So I bought the new Power Grip Primer with niacinamide. So I have been testing out the original gripping primer for a few months, and I really like that primer a lot. So when I saw that they were coming out with this one, I really wanted to try it. I'm curious if it'll be different at all from the original. So the packaging looks exactly the same. And let's see what the back says. Use fingertips to apply and pat into skin. Let set for 30 seconds to absorb and activate grip prior to makeup. Okay. So we will test this out. I actually really do think that this primer makes a big difference in terms of making your makeup last all day. I feel like if you need long-lasting makeup, this primer actually does make a difference. So we will put this all over, and yeah, so it feels exactly like the original. It just has niacinamide in it, which I know that some people don't love niacinamide. I personally do like it. No smell, which is good. So I'm just gonna lightly kind of pat this in. So yeah, my skin feels exactly the same as it does with the original gripping primer. Definitely feels like it has set down, but it's just a little bit tacky, which is what makes it good for helping your makeup last. I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. This is not new to me, but I figured since we're doing a bunch of e.l.f., we'll use it. This is shade number 3. And I'm just gonna apply this in the center of my face. I'm using shade 3 instead of shade 2 because I did yesterday apply a little bit of a self tanner, so my body is a little bit darker than my face. And then I'll just blend that in with a brush. Okay, e.l.f. does not make a color corrector. e.l.f., if you ever see this video, please make a color corrector. Please, 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 please. I feel like that's like the only thing they don't have that I can think of. In fact, a lot of drugstore brands don't make color corrector, sadly. So I'm gonna use a little bit of my Neutrogena because I need some color corrector always. Okay, I do have the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation, so we'll use this today. I've used this in videos before, but I figured since we're doing a full face of e.l.f., I will use this. I have the shade Vanilla 240, and I think with my self-tan, this should be okay. I actually have used this foundation in the past before I got this shade, and I loved it then. It is a really pretty foundation for, I think it's like $5, which is insane. My only complaint, honestly, is the fragrance. It smells like baby powder, honestly. I wish they would get rid of the fragrance, but other than that, it's a very, very pretty foundation. I would say it has kind of a satin, kind of a natural satin finish, I would say. But yeah, the fragrance in it is pretty strong. Wow, actually, I think this is actually a spot on color match for me right now. Okay, yeah, this is a pretty good shade match for me right now, actually. But this is really a beautiful foundation. I really like it. Really, really like it. Okay, for concealer, I do not have the camo concealer. I used to have the Hydrating Camo, and I like that concealer okay. It's not like a tip-top favorite for me. I have never found a shade that I loved from them in that concealer, but I do have these. These are the Flawless Brightening Concealers. I have 2 of them, and these are very, very light coverage concealer. They're all right. It's not like my favorite concealer in the world, but I'll add a little bit of this under my eyes. So this is shade 23C. And this is a little bit brighter than the foundation, so that will kind of brighten under my eyes a bit. And then this shade is 26 Neutral. And let's see here. I'm gonna apply a little bit of this on my face. I'm gonna use my same foundation brush to tap that in. So yeah, I would say that's a very, very light coverage product. It's honestly more of a brightener in my opinion. It gives just a tiny bit of coverage to kind of help brighten up under your eyes, but it's not a ton. Okay, I'm gonna use a brush under my eyes to blend this in. Let's move on to some of the new products. So I have 2 of the new Luminous Putty Bronzers. I think these are the 2 lightest shades. So I have Vacay Mode, which is the lightest shade, and it's more of a cool tone, more of like a contour shade. So it looks like this. And I love, personally, the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, the original. So I know some people love those, some people don't. I actually think those are really nice. So that is Vacay Mode right there. Definitely very cool toned, very much a contour shade. And then the other one I have is Summer Fridays, which I believe is the 2nd lightest shade. And this one is much, much warmer. Looks like this. The formula feels very similar to the original, maybe a little bit thinner, maybe. Not quite as putty feeling as the original, but I mean, they do feel pretty similar. Okay, so there is Summer Fridays. So very big difference between the 2. I'm happy that they did come out with this really fair shade, because I know a lot of times, especially in drugstore products, if you are very, very fair, it can be hard to find a good bronzing contouring shade for you. So I'm happy that they did that. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the contour first, and we'll use that obviously as a contouring shade, and then we'll add a little bit of the bronze over the top. So I'm gonna go in with the 109 brush from BK Beauty and just dab it in there. I'm gonna try to apply this like right where I feel my cheekbone, like right under there. Yeah, I almost feel like the formula on the Luminous Putty is a little bit thinner feeling than the original. Maybe it's just because these are brand new and they're really creamy. It's a very nice contour shade. Kind of reminds me of Amber from Fenty. Okay, I'm not gonna add any more. I'm gonna take my sponge that's just a little bit damp and blend the edges just a little bit, but that is nice. It's not super, super pigmented, but the original Putty Bronzer is not either. That's nice. I feel like I'll probably use this warmer one a little bit more, but the contour color is pretty. Now I'm gonna switch over to Summer Fridays, and let's see, I think I'm just gonna use my foundation brush for this. And just smile, and I'm kind of just bringing it up further, a little bit further. And I'm kind of smiling while I'm doing this. That's kind of been my new way of applying bronzer. Okay, yeah, that's pretty. I definitely think for my skin tone, I like the warmer one a little bit better, but I think if you're really fair or you want something that's more of a contour, that Vacay Mode is nice. They're definitely very sheer, I would say. So if you like something with like a ton of pigment, I don't know that you would love this, because I'm going back in several times and like adding more to my brush. But I personally don't mind something that's a little on the sheer side because they're usually a lot easier to apply. But just something to note that definitely is not super pigmented. So here's what they look like on my face. I really like how it looks, but I don't mind something that's a little more sheer. I want to look up close and see. I will say in terms of the shimmer in them, they definitely have some glow. I don't think they're like ultra glittery though. Like even in these swatches on my hand, I mean, if you look really close, I guess maybe they look a little bit luminous, but they're not super glittery or anything, and just very sheer. Something I bought because, so I was on the e.l.f. website and I kept getting this notification pop up at the top that said you are like $9 away from free 2-day express shipping or something like that. And of course I couldn't resist that. So I was just scrolling through the website trying to see what else I could buy. And I don't know that I've ever heard anyone talk about this, but it's the powder blush palette in the shade Light. So I think they had 3 of these, maybe light, medium, and dark. And this was the light one. But I have only ever tried one e.l.f. powder blush. It was one of the primer infused blushes, and I don't have it anymore, but I did like that blush. So I kind of wanted to try this and see what I think of it. So you get 4 really pretty blushes. These 2 have shimmer, these 2 are matte. And I just thought this would be a fun thing to try. So I'm thinking I'm gonna mix these 2 today, the light pink and this kind of rosy nude. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of both. And this is my e.l.f. blush brush. I mean, this is my flower blush brush, not my e.l.f. blush brush. Okay, those 2 are really pretty together. Ooh, yeah, you guys, those are really pretty. Ooh, okay, I like that a lot. I love that they did 2 shimmers and 2 mattes in a palette together. I love that. Oh, I like that a lot. And this, you guys, this was like $9. Is that not insane? A whole blush palette for $9. I'm gonna tap around and blend a little bit more, but oh my gosh, those are really pretty. Okay, the only powder I have from e.l.f. is the Halo Glow setting powder in the pink shade. I've had this for a while. This is one I can't really decide how I feel about it. It's okay. I don't know that I love it. But I'm gonna use this 56 brush from Sephora, and I'm just gonna lightly apply this all over. I have mainly been using this for under the eyes when I've used it, so I wanna apply it all over today and just see kind of what I think. Have you guys used this powder? I feel like it was very popular there for a while and then kind of stopped hearing about it. Actually, a long time ago, I used to have a powder from e.l.f. that I really liked. It was in a little silver compact, and I loved that powder. I forget what it was called now. I don't have it anymore, but I liked it. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then let me look. I might not put any under my eyes. It doesn't look bad, you guys. My face doesn't look super powdered to me, which is nice. And I think that powder is supposed to be more of a luminous powder, obviously, since it's the Halo Glow. Not bad. Maybe I'll take just a little bit of it under my eyes. Let me go back over with my sponge here. And then I'm just gonna take a small little eyeshadow brush and just apply a little bit of this under the eyes. I don't think this is a super blurring powder. I think when I bought it, I was wondering how it would compare to the Givenchy, the Prisme Libre powder. I think it does a little bit of something, but I feel like it doesn't blur like the Givenchy powder does, but it's not bad. So there is that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows off camera. I'm gonna use just my CoverGirl pencil, I think. I actually have an old e.l.f. brow pencil, but it's not my favorite, so I'm gonna use what I really like, and then we'll move on to the eyes. This is one of my favorite things to do. I've mentioned this in a video. I know I've done it in at least one video, maybe two, and then I think I did a short on this also. But I love these two products for just a really quick, easy eye look. And of course, they're both from e.l.f. So the first thing is the e.l.f. No Budge Cream Shadow in the shade Sand Dune. Looks like this. It's just a taupey brown, and it has a little bit of shimmer in it. And I love to take a little bit of this with the MAC 217. And I don't take a lot because this is very pigmented. And I just apply that on my eyelid and buff it up into the crease as well. And it is such a pretty, just all over smoky brown. I love it. And I did apply a little bit of eye primer beforehand. So we just kind of go all over, and it just adds a little bit of color, but it's so pretty. You just take whatever brush you have. I really like this 217 from MAC for this. It works really well. And you just buff it up and out a little bit, and it's like the perfect one and done eyeshadow. And I take this, the e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in Cool Beans, and it's just a really, really pretty brown, like a gray brown. I'm gonna take the crayon, and I'm just gonna lightly draw a little bit on the outer corner of my eye, like not in a specific way or anything. And then I'm gonna take this little Morphe brush and smudge it like that. And you get just like a really smudgy lash line, but it adds a little bit of definition to your eye. You can also kind of flick it out if you want, but I kind of like it just really messy. And then if you want a little bit more, you can go in and add more and blend it out. And this is just the easiest eyeshadow look ever. Both of these formulas from e.l.f. are really, really good. I wish they would come out with some more shades in both because these are fantastic. And that's it. Super easy, and it looks like you did something, and it kind of looks like you spent a lot more time than you actually did. You can also take, honestly, probably just gonna take what's left over on that 217 from MAC and just run a little bit of that under your eye. Let's move on to mascara. This is probably what I'm the most excited to try. This is the new Lash N Curl Mascara. And this is the shade Deep Brown, which I was so excited that they came out with a brown color because so many new mascaras only come in black. And I was so excited that they made this one in brown. And I'm hoping this will be like Benefit Roller Lash because that is one of my all-time favorites. So this is what it looks like. It's really cute. It's black and pink. And let's see. Oh yeah. So the wand looks very promising. So the wand looks like this. Very, very similar to Roller Lash for sure. And I actually, a few years ago, when I first started YouTube, e.l.f. made a mascara and they discontinued it, and I was so sad. But it was called the Keep Your Curl Mascara, and it did not come in brown. It only came in black, but that was one of my all-time favorite drugstore mascaras, and then they discontinued it, sadly. So I'm hoping this is gonna replace it. So let's try it out. Okay, so this is extremely, extremely similar to Roller Lash, like very, very similar. and it is really doing a good job at separating my lashes, not making them look clumpy. It's a very dry formula. I wasn't expecting that. I feel like, well, maybe I was gonna say Benefit Roller Lash is not, but now that I think about it, maybe when you have a new tube of it, it is a little bit on the dry side. I'm gonna add a bit more. Oh yeah, I can already tell this is gonna be a new favorite for me for sure. I love brown mascara, and I love personally a curved wand. I just think, I don't know what it is about it, but I feel like it just makes a really big difference. I don't know if it's that the curved part really helps to like push your lashes up and kind of curl them. I don't know, but I've always really loved a curled mascara or a curved mascara wand. Oh my gosh, this is the kind of mascara I love. I definitely prefer more of a lengthening, separating mascara if I had to choose. I would rather have that more so than volume, but I'm telling you, hopefully this doesn't smudge. I don't know, because this is the first time I've used it. But if you like a curved wand like Benefit Roller Lash, this, you guys, this, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that. I love it. I mean, I will say my lashes right now are really, really long because I've been using a lash serum and it's really working. But oh, that is good. I am so excited about that. And then the last thing I did get that is new to me, it's not a brand new product for e.l.f., but it is the Love Triangle lip liner. And I got mine in the shade Soft Pink. These came out, I think, earlier this year. And I was basically trying to meet the threshold for the free 2-day shipping, so I got one. That is it there in the shade Soft Pink. And it has like the little angled tip, which I actually really like. I wish more lip liners came like this. It's definitely more of a dry lip formula, I would say. That's a pretty color though. It kind of reminds me of Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, yeah, that's a nice color. I don't know, we'll see if it lasts long. It's a little bit dry, but not bad. Okay, and that is it. I don't know why I didn't pick up a lipstick or a lip gloss. So let me just grab something. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Topaz. All right, you guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I wanted to quickly kind of go through the new things that I tried. So the primer, I really liked it applying it. It felt very similar, if not identical, to the original. So, I mean, I don't know that there's supposed to be like a huge difference in the two other than obviously the skincare with niacinamide in it, but I like it. I really enjoy that primer, especially if you want your makeup to really last a long time. The bronzers. Okay, I think the bronzers are very pretty. I'm not like blown away by them. I think they're nice. I feel like a lot of people might not love that they're that sheer formula and they're a little bit luminous. I don't know that people are gonna love that as much, but they are nice. I like those two together, the contour and the warmer shade. Easy to apply, just not super pigmented. Oh, you guys, this is such a find. This blush palette for $9. When I insert the B-roll over, I'll swatch these colors so you can see them a little bit better. But I cannot believe I haven't heard more people talking about this. I've heard people talk about the bronzer palette or the contour palette from e.l.f., but I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about this. But this is very, very pretty. Very good. I like that a lot. But I have to say what I'm most excited about is this, you guys. I am so excited. I mean, look at my lashes. This is exactly the type of mascara that I love. And it's brown, which makes it even better. Fingers crossed it does not smudge. I will update you in the comments or actually in the description box if it does. But oh my gosh, I am so excited about that. And then everything else, oh, the lip liner is nice. It's not like anything earth-shattering, but I like it. It's nice. It's a pretty color, and it was very cheap. I want to say it was like $4, which is great. And the eye look, I do this look quite a bit. I love it so much. So those were not new, but I hope you enjoyed this video trying out some new makeup from e.l.f. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. I will list and link everything below for you. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you tomorrow for another video. Remember, simply be you.